Place of articulation. The place of articulation is the description of the place where the obstruction in the vocal tract takes place, also called point of articulation. Movement of the tongue and lips creates the construction, reshaping the oral cavity in various ways to produce the various sounds. There are 9 places of articulation for English consonant. The first one is bilabial. It's both lips coming together and creating a sound. The sounds that are created with both lips are b, as in bake, abby, cap. B, as in pay, happy, tap. And m, as in may, hammer, jam. Next place of articulation is labial dental. The lower lip articulates with the upper teeth, barely touching each other. For example, v, as in feel, defy, and prove. V, as in feel, bravery, and prove. These are only 2 labial dental sounds in English language. The next sound is interdental or dental sounds. By placing your slimy tongue against your upper teeth, and they are used to create these sounds. This symbol is part of the APA, the International Phonetic Alphabet, but it is the sound that occurs in thing and path. There are only 2 interdental sounds in English language. The other one is also created with the TH, but it has slightly different sound. The difference between the first and the second is that the second sound includes a little bit of vibration. So this one occurs in those and the. The first sound has no vibration and the second sound is very similar to the first sound, but includes a little bit of vibration. Next place of articulation is alveolar. Alveolar sounds are created with the tip of the tongue touching or approaching the alveolar ridge. These sounds are t, as in top, acted, and bad. Th, as in dazed, abandoned, and bad. Z, as in soda, passing, and buzz. Now, this sound change a little bit, because the tip of the tongue isn't actually touching the alveolar ridge, but is approaching it. That is z, as in zipper, pushing, and quiz. L, as in light, belly, and call. R, as in right, carry, and call. N, as in night, manner, and can. The alveolar place of articulation is the most common place of articulation in the English language and has the most consonant.
Post-alveolar sounds produced with the blade of the tongue approaching the hard blade or the roof of mouth. Let me give you the example. First, sh, sh, sh. The words are shout, nation, and splash. And then second, j, j, j. The words are genre, vision, and beige. And the third, t, t, t. The words are champion, pitcher, and catch. And the last one, fourth, j, j, j. The words are jacket, badger, and age. Palatal. You create parallel consonants when you raise the tongue to this point and constrict airflow. Let me give you the example. Ch, ch, ch. The words are yes and bayo. Velar. Sounds produced with the back of the tongue and the volume. Let me give you the example. K, k, k. The words are kite and back. And then second, g, g, g. The words are good and buck. And the last one, third, ngah, ngah, ngah. The words are going and uncle. Glottal. Glottal consonants are consonants using glottis as their primary articulation. Let me give you the example. First, ha, ha, ha. The words are high and Bahamas. And the second mark question, the word is uh-huh, uh-huh, uh-huh. Uvula. In phonetic, uvula is a place of articulation where the passive articulator is the uvula. A uvula can also be a specific consonant made at the place of articulation. These sounds do not ordinarily occur in English, so I cannot give you the example. If you want to know more, you can searching in a Google. Thank you.
In phonetics, the airstream mechanism is the method by which airflow is created in the vocal tract. Along with phonation and articulation, it is one of three main components of speech production. The airstream mechanism is mandatory for sound production and constitutes the first part of this process, which is called initiation. Creating pressure. We initiate airflow by creating pressure in the vocal tract. Direction of initiatory movement creates two types of pressure. The first is positive pressure. The same with aggressive and outgoing. The second is negative pressure, same with ingressive and incoming. The next is location of initiation. There are three kinds of initiation. The first is initiation at lungs. The kinds of initiation at lungs are pulmonic aggressive or common and pulmonic ingressive or rare. The second is initiation at glottis. The kinds are glottalic aggressive and glottalic ingressive. The third is initiation at velum. The kinds of initiation at velums are velaric aggressive and velaric ingressive. Pulmonic initiation. Initiation by means of the lungs, actually the diaphragm and ribs, is called pulmonic initiation. The airstream which originates in the lungs is called a pulmonic airstream. and since the air flows outward, it is said to be aggressive. However, the air can also flow inward, in which case we talk of an ingressive airstream. Aggressive pulmonic airstream. Pulmonic aggressive sounds are found in all human language. In many languages, such as English, all of the sounds are pulmonic aggressive. Pulmonic aggressive, where the air is pushed out of the lungs by the ribs and diaphragm. All human language employ such sounds such as vowels, and nearly 3 out of 4 use them exclusively. The majority of human sounds are produced by an aggressive pulmonic airstream. This movement describes an outgoing airstream produced by the lungs and is regarded as the only airstream mechanism that uses lung air. All English sounds, both consonant and vowel, are produced by an aggressive pulmonic airstream mechanism because we speak while we expel air from our lungs. This type of airstream mechanism is also common in other European language. Pulmonic ingressive. There is another variety of pulmonic airstream mechanism. Inhaled air can also be modified to produce speech sounds. This actually occurs in a few rare and special cases, such as in an Aboriginal language of Taiwan, which has inhaled and such sounds are called pulmonic ingressive sounds, and the airstream mechanism for making such sounds is called the ingressive pulmonic airstream mechanism. In the 1980s, a dialect of Thou was discovered which made us of pulmonic ingressive sounds in interjections but not in normal words. Pulmonic ingressive vowels or words occur on all continents. The majority of human sounds are produced by an aggressive pulmonic airstream instead of ingressive pulmonic airstream. Glottalic initiation. It is possible to initiate airflow in the upper vocal tract by means of the vocal cords or glottis. This is known as glottalic initiation. There are two types of initiations in glottis. The first is ejectives and the second is implosive. Glottalic aggressive, where the air column is compressed as the glottis move upward. Such consonants are called adjective. Adjective and adjective-like consonants occur in 16% of the language. Glottalic ingressive, where the air column is rarefied as the glottis move downward. Such consonants are called implosive. Implosive and implosive-like consonants occur in 13 of the world's language. Aggressive glottalic initiation. For aggressive glottalic initiation, one lowers the glottis as if to sing a loud note, closes it as for a glottal stop, and then raises it, building up pressure in the oral cavity and upper trachea. The glottalic aggressive are called adjective. The glottis must be fully closed to form glottalic aggressive, or the air column would flow backward over it. It is therefore impossible to pronounce voiced adjectives. Adjective allophone or of voiceless stop occur in many varieties of English at the ends of intonation unit. Ingressive glottalic ingressive are called implosives, although they may involve zero air flow rather than actual inflow, because the air column would flow forward over the descending glottis. It is not necessary to fully close it, and implosives may be voiced. Indeed, voiceless implosives are exceedingly rare. It is usual for implosives to be voiced instead of keeping the glottis tightly closed. It is tensed but left slightly open to allow a thin stream of air through. If the closed glottis is lowered to create a small vacuum in the mouth, an implosive consonant is produced. The lowering glottis acts like the downward movement of a piston to create a brief rarefication of the air in the vocal tract. When the stricture in the mouth is released, air moves into the mouth. Swahili has three implosive b, d, g, but implosives occur mostly in language of East Africa, in several Amerindian languages, and in some, i.e., a language of northern India. Lingual or velaric initiation. The third form of initiation in human language is lingual or velaric initiation, where a sound is produced by a closure at two places of articulation, and the airstream is formed by movement of the body of the tongue. Lingual stops are more commonly known as clicks and are almost universally ingressive. There is regular oral articulation, while the back of tongue seals off air from the lungs and creates a relative vacuum. English uses a few of them for quasi-linguistic sound gestures. Grandmother's kiss, belly-bill, click, encouraging a horse, lateral click, ticks, ticks, actually a dental or alveolar click. Velaric aggressive. Lingual aggressive initiation is performed by reversing the sequence of a lingual ingressive. The front and back of the tongue, or lips and back of the tongue, seal off the vocal cavity, and the cheeks and middle of the tongue move inward and upward to increase oral pressure. Velaric aggressive sounds are physically impossible because there is no way to compress the portion of the oral tract between the velar closure and the anterior closure. Velaric ingressive. Velaric ingressive sounds are called clicks. Many English speakers have some clicks used paralinguistically. For example, the kissing sound that many people make at babies is a bilabial click. The sound that some people use to call to horses is an alveolar click. The only languages that use clicks as regular speech sounds are found in Southern Africa. To produce a lingual ingressive airstream, first close the vocal tract at two places at the back of the tongue, as in a velar or uvular stop, and simultaneously with the front of the tongue or the lips, as in a coronal or bilabial stop. These holds may be voiced or nasalized. Then lower the body of the tongue to rarefy the air above it. The closure at the front of the tongue is opened first. As the click releases, then the closure at the back is released for the pulmonic or glottalic click accompaniment or efflux. This may be aspirated, affricated, or even adjectives.